And it's another Sunday Night Live. Welcome to How We Cruise with Brian and Julie, and some other people might be joining us tonight.
Yeah.
So
happy Sunday, everybody.
Thank you. Made it through another week. Actually, we're starting another week, not made it through another week. That would be a Friday thing.
Well, I got to tell you, sometimes our weekends are just as crazy as the week. So,
yes, they are. They are running around with the kids and doing what we do, and
hockey and birthday parties, and we had all kinds of things this week. But our most exciting thing is that next week, this time, we will not be live, guys.
Yes, that is the bad news. That is terrible news. I know you're all upset.
We can try to go live, but it's not going to be this, because next week, this time, we are going to be on the Vloggers Extravaganza group cruise on the NCL Breakaway, 7 days next Sunday, and we cannot wait.
It's so fun. Exciting.
It's getting more and more exciting. Oh my God, like we're following a lot of stuff.
Well, it's fun because, we're sitting there and we're doing our typical thing that we do before a cruise, and we're scrolling through Amazon and looking for those last minute things that we forgot this in the last cruise, we got to buy it. And, we're watching all the posts on Facebook of all the people saying, oh, I packed my luggage today. I packed this. And I'm like, we didn't even get the luggage out of the attic yet. We'll be doing that on.
I forgot the suitcase. Anyway, and we'll talk about that later. Anyway,
No, that's not what are you going to do with that?
Well, no. Okay, so the last time I traveled, my suitcase that was less than a year old, I mean, I'd only used it like 2 times. It broke. Like the wheel broke. The whole thing cracked. It was a hard case. Whole thing cracked. So I sent in a warranty claim and talked to the company or whatever. But at the same time, I don't want to use that suitcase. So anyway, I digress.
We are here because we are excited about a cruise that we have coming up. And when we were on our last NCL cruise, one of the things that we really enjoy when we go on cruises is meeting new people. And the cool part about that is, you can only go on a cruise so many times a year because they want this thing called money to go on a cruise. So we've found this platform where we can
make it work, but
meet with all you guys, and it's very fun and very awesome. But we're really looking forward to getting on a cruise ship and meeting all of you that are going to be there. But on our last NCL cruise, we met some really cool people, and they're going to be on our next NCL cruise, and y'all know who it is. So we're going to bring them on screen right now, because this is just going to be a fun chat night. We want to talk about what we're excited about for NCL in general, what we're excited about for the breakaway. So let's just, if you guys are ready, I think they're ready. We're looking ready. And surprise, you're on candid camera.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
How are you?
I was snoozing. It's a little late. Usually a Sunday night, I'm in bed by this time. I'm already crashed out. So
you guys are behind us. Listen.
I just snap out of it. Listen, it's 7:00 here. That's my bedtime. Are you kidding me? How are we doing?
Hi guys, it's good to see you.
It's great to see you guys.
Good to see you guys.
In a minute, huh?
We'll see you in person next weekend.
I know, like this time next week it'll be Sunday.
Ship, actually.
It'll be embarkation day, and all right. So with the East Coast, but this time next week, I think I'll be with Matthew in the casino watching him throw dice for the first time.
Yes,
as he turns 18.
That's going to be so.
It's
yes,
a big day for him.
Yeah.
Hopefully, as a new roller, he'll have some better luck than
than the last new roller we had.
I know.
You remember what happened last time?
I am bad.
Do not give Sharon the dice.
Maybe I better stay away from him. I'll give him bad luck.
Yeah, no bad juju from Mama.
No,
I'll probably just be crying because he's turning 18. My baby's turning 18.
You will. So you like this shirt? I mean, this is my Hot Dog Johnny shirt. A good buddy of mine sent it to me. Look at that. It's from Hot Dog Johnny's in Buttsville, New Jersey. And it just so happened that's a place I used to go as a young boy with my family on the way to my grandma's house. And turns out that's right down the road from your house, and you go there all the time.
Yes,
it's walking distance from our house. It is literally right down the road. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it is the local staple here.
It's on my running route. I run there. I have a hot dog and I run back.
How close are they to where you used to live?
Well, so these guys they're not that close to where I lived, but when we used to, but we're you know me, I'm a Jersey boy, so we had that connection when we met on the ship, and it was just love at first sight after that.
It was like one of those movies where people running through through a field of sunflowers.
It was like a rom-com, wasn't it, Julie? Remember when Brian and I first saw each other, our eyes locked and we embraced, and it was amazing.
I think I remember something
Was
like that. I don't know.
Was it that, or were we racing to see who could get to Kent first? I'm not sure.
That might have been it as well.
Yeah.
That might have been it as well.
Yeah, we're gonna miss Kent on this cruise.
Potato, you know.
I know. Maybe they'll put Kent on the breakaway for us. We should have put in a request for our guy
We
Kent.
could have, with a group this large, we probably could have pulled that off. So,
No,
but
it'll be good to have a Kent on this particular cruise. I'll tell
I'm
you that.
sure we'll find our
we
Ken.
will find the Kent.
All right. I'm sorry. No one knows what we're talking about. We're just having our own conversation, totally unrelated to the chat or anyone else.
Hey,
I'm sorry, everybody.
There's other people here. I just realized that.
Yeah, they're in there.
Well, we want to say hello to a lot of some of these people. Just thank you for joining us. We have our regular crew here, so we'll just say hello to a couple of people here. As always, Meg is here with us. Have Luggage Will Travel, Josh and Amanda. Thank you for joining us. The Catherine Concepts Nautical Nurse Nancy is here. It's wonderful to welcome you in. It looks like some of your regulars have joined us over here tonight, because I'm seeing people like Julie Amos. I'm seeing who's this Brian from Howie Cruise guy? There we go. Let's see here. Who else do we have with us? A lot of chat. Cruise Nuts are here. Julie from Howie Cruise. The Cruise Seekers are here tonight, and let's see. We have Scott McNeil.
Scott McNeil, yeah.
Will Barbecue. That's Josh. Wanda's here from Cruising for Food.
Hey, Wanda.
Thank you for joining. Another Jersey folks in the house. So hashtag Jersey in the chat if you're from Jersey, and everybody else.
Yeah.
You might have to.
Can I shout out my girl Mary Barkley? She's
Yes.
she's a solid drinking buddy of
Anyone
mine
wants
on group cruises. So good to see Mary here. I'm sure she's throwing back a cocktail right now, her and her hubby Jack. So lovely to see those guys here. We just cruised with them not too long ago. Mr. Timothy Walters in the chat. What's going on, Timothy? We'll be seeing you soon, buddy. Great to see you.
This is awesome. Yeah. So this is what we love about these chats, and we bring people on that we become friendly with, and meeting you guys, and we've learned a lot from you guys. And one of the things that I really want. What?
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, let's talk about group cruises.
Well, I was just going to say, can I talk about like when we actually met them? So can I tell like the story from our perspective? So me and Brian, we get on the Prima and we're walking around and we see from a distance these two people that look familiar with their tripod set up, and they're doing like a little like they're doing the whatever. I said, "Hey Brian, there's Jamie and Sharon." Now we had already kind of had some contact with you with the vloggers and whatever, but I was like, you had no idea who we were, like no idea. And I was like, we should say hello. And I was like, no, we shouldn't say hello. No, we shouldn't say hello. Yeah, we'll say hello. I don't know. Should we say hello? So we go over and we're like, hey guys, you guys had just wrapped it up and you're picking up your tripod. We're like, hi, we just want to say hello and nice to meet you, whatever. You guys are just awesome. And I think from that moment on, like, I don't even know, like we didn't want to bother you.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, we're having like drinks with Ken and I don't know, throwing it back. So awesome. You guys, we had a great time. So yeah, truly we had a really great cruise that time. So
yes, it was fabulous. It was great to meet you guys too.
That's what we enjoy about cruising, is we just get to meet so many new people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, the group cruises and everything, they're a lot of fun. I mean, if it's such a different dynamic when we go just four of us now, it's totally one type of cruise. But then when we go on a group cruise or where there's other people that we can hang out with, it adds a whole different flavor to the experience. And it's a lot of fun. And then you see people over and over and you make friends like we have. And it's super cool. And it doesn't happen every time, but it happens a lot of times. And we love it. Just like Beauty and the Bum Travels, Mr. Larry Bum out there. What's going on, Larry? Love it to see you. And thanks for jumping into the chat tonight. So, it's just a good time. We really enjoy the dynamic of making friends and interacting with people. That's a lot of fun for us.
That's same here with us. And that's what we love about the group cruises. And that's why we booked that Vloggers cruise with you guys. And, we run our group cruises too. And as newer agents, we think that's a cool thing. So what I want to know from you guys, what is your favorite thing about a group cruise? What is your most favorite thing about a group cruise?
I mean, we probably have the same answer. What are you going to say?
I mean, just the people, either meeting new people that we haven't met before. And a lot of them for me, I've talked to on the phone, but I've never met them. So it's putting a face with the voice, I guess. Jamie doesn't really talk to them on the phone like I do, but and then the ones that we have met before, I'm just cruising with them again and hanging out and getting to know them even more. And it's really just the people. It's all about the people and having fun, and that's really why we do the group cruises.
Yeah,
the people. It's all about them.
And I think one reason too we enjoy them. We have cruised a lot in the past, and we've cruised just as a family. And I feel like, you know, a lot of, even though we enjoy the cruises, a lot of it's the same thing all the time. So it makes things new. It's just a lot of fun, you know, and hanging out with people.
Well,
Good answer, Sharon. Good answer.
I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
I'm just thinking back. You guys just celebrated an anniversary.
We did.
We did.
As a matter of fact, it was, I think, what was it, our 6th
And
or
I
7th
saw-
anniversary or something?
I saw a
It was like-
young picture of the two of you guys. So
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what you're
That
talking about.
picture, I couldn't believe he posted that. I actually said we look like a couple of dorks, like or something. But like it was the way we looked going on. That was our first cruise, and back then, I don't know, like we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into.
What do you mean dork? I was wearing my work boots. I had my thigh high, my calf high white socks. I was wearing my Canadian tuxedo, I think they call it. I had my denim shorts on. I think I had a white polo shirt and a denim shirt over top of it. I was all denimed out and ready to party.
Anyway,
I'm curious, what would yourself today say to that young bunch of you two?
We'd probably say, "Hey, nice to meet you, but we got to go right now. Maybe we'll see you around 6 later." That's exactly, I think, what we.
I was like,
what we
get
say.
some proper cruise clothes.
Actually, that's the same cruise. So that first cruise we went on, because I had gone on one when I was like 9 or 10 years old, and so after we were together for a while, I was like, we got to do this. We got to cruise. And it's funny that I wore work boots onto the cruise, but on like the second day, I burned so bad laying out on the sun deck that I burned the top of my feet so bad I couldn't wear shoes for like 2.5 days. It almost spoiled the entire cruise. It was crazy.
No. Oh.
Yeah.
Nancy, thank you so much. You did not
Thank
have
you.
to.
That was very nice.
Sincerely
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Very
Thank you
nice.
so much.
Oh,
And yes, we can't wait to meet you on the breakaway either. So that's going to be awesome. Very, very exciting for that. So
I'm thinking Shark Tank idea, like cover on the flip flops, like, you know, like.
well, we do have a kind of a history with our cruising, and that is it's not a successful cruise unless you break a flip flop.
Oh,
And,
that's true. Yeah.
Julie broke
Like-
one in Mahogany Bay in 2012.
In the pouring rain, we were stuck in like the downpour of the rain. Oh, thank you guys.
Thank you,
so
Mary.
nice.
Thank you so much.
Much appreciated. Yeah, we're walking through, and Brian was in a stroller, and
Not
it's
me.
a,
The
no, little Brian. Our little,
Hold on, you had Brian in a stroller? That is
No.
adorable. I didn't. I mean,
there's days.
gosh. Hey, hold on. Let me close my eyes and picture Brian and you in a stroller, and you push him in a pouring rainstorm. Oh my God, I love that.
The skies open up, and it is downpouring, and we're walking through Mahogany Bay, and my flip flop breaks, and we have the stroller, and it's just me and you and the baby, and yeah.
Cruising with an 18-month-old. That was when we decided to put cruising on hold for a couple of years.
We
Oh,
did.
listen, those are the best times. I remember the first time we brought Matthew cruising, and he was this big, and the people, the two ladies in the dining room, almost every night in the dining room on his first cruise, they took him after he ate, and they just held him. They traded him off, and they walked around and held him and walked through the dining room with him.
Now, I don't
It
think
was
that would
amazing.
happen these days. But back then, they weren't as busy in the dining room, the staff, you know, so they just took him around and kind of showed him off and things. Like now, they're so busy. I don't think they can.
Oh yes, they loved him.
But it was nice. It was nice back then.
Yes. Well, you got to remember that, you know, the crew, all the crew that are there, many of them have their own families, their own kids at home. And so when you bring your toddler, you know, whether that kid's crying or screaming or laughing or whatever, the crew loves to see little kids. I think they get a kick out of it. So don't be afraid to bring your kids.
That was how we connected with
Totally agree.
our main dining room waiter on Harmony of the Seas last on the kids' first cruise. Our little daughter Caitlin reminded him of his daughter, so that was fun. So, but I do realize that we do have a lot of new people in the chat tonight who we have not had the opportunity to meet yet. and we got a question from Nancy. So I just wanted to say,
Okay.
so for those of you, this is your first time joining us, thank you for following Jamie and Sharon over to our channel and spending a little time with us on your Sunday night. I am Brian. This is Julie. Thank you for joining us. And our kids are Brian Jr., Kevin, and Caitlin. They are 11, 9, and 8 very soon.
Very soon. Within a week.
And most of what we do is cruising with kids, and that's they are the heart of our channel.
Wow.
We started the channel because
Definitely.
that's
Cruising
what
with
they
kids,
want
families,
to do.
and us.
Yeah, so we cruise with the kids, without the kids, and this one we will not be bringing the kids.
No.
Aw, the poor kids.
They're upset.
When the Vloggers cruise came up, me and Brian, we had a discussion. I was like, Brian, we really like this is awesome. Let's go. It's gonna be so much fun. Like whatever. He's like, yeah, okay. And then he's like, but we got to bring kids. And I'm like,
Julie said, "Oh no, we're not bringing
listen.
the kids."
Thank you so much, Timothy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can't wait to meet you.
We love to bring the kids as often as we can, and always want to like that was the whole purpose of this, right? We want to show them the world. We want to be able to travel. We want to like like whatever. But yeah, I was like, they're gonna be in school, and we're gonna go, and this is gonna be a good time. So
Wanda says, I bet Julie booked the cruise before she asked Bri. Seems like Julie has a habit of booking things without telling me.
Wanda, have you been in a chat or two of ours before this?
She knows you well. She knows you well.
Well, she's referring to. I sometimes make travel plans without Brian's.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, thanks, Christy.
This is for the bail fund and the Mexican police and Mahual golf cart. Yes,
Listen.
this is true.
The golf cart is going to be.
The golf cart is going to be
crazy.
So let's talk a little bit about. I want to talk a little bit about. Let's talk about some of these places that we're going to, because we're going.
Okay.
Now, what is your favorite itinerary?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah.
Itinerary?
What to go to? Like, what do you want your cruise to hit? Like when you go, like what do you get? What gets you excited?
I don't know. I mean, I like the cruise. I like the cruise ship. Like getting I mean, when you cruise enough times, I don't know. How do I say this without sounding like a total tool? When you've cruised a lot, some of the places are very similar. I mean, a beach is a beach, and a Caribbean town is a Caribbean town, and stuff like that. And some of it's very similar. So it's always fun to go to a new port you've never been to. But more often than not, I love the ship, and I find myself getting off of the ship in a port. And when it's time to get back on the ship, I'm like, let's go. There's food to be eaten. There's cocktails to be consumed. I'm ready to get back on the ship. But I think Sharon enjoys the ports maybe a little bit more.
As much, not all of them necessarily, but I'm looking forward to trying new ports and traveling to Europe and some other things, because we have been to the Caribbean so much. But from what we've done so far, I'm going to say the Southern Caribbean is probably my favorite, because it's just beautiful. I love the ports. So I'm going to go with the Southern Caribbean.
All right, well, then I'm going to go Mexico. I like going down the Mexican Riviera and going down there, hitting Cabo and Mazatlan and Puerto Vallarta. And I enjoy that. I dig it.
Yeah. So we have not yet hit the western side of Mexico. We have the ABC Islands booked, so we're looking to see that. And Julie and I have a great Aruba story that we can tell you, but it doesn't belong.
It's not a cruise story,
it's
and
not
it's
a cruise
story for
not
another time.
right now. But we do have a question. I was leading somewhere, and I was going to say that this itinerary that we're doing on the Breakaway is one of my favorite, just because of the fun aspect of the ports that we're going to. But there is a question that I don't want to ignore. It's a question for Jamie and Sharon, and it says, "How did you start cruising your channel?"
Start.
Oh, how do we start the channel?
Start cruising. Start your channel, right? Oh wait.
Well, I mean,
we started cruising long before the channel. We started the channel.
Yes, that is true. We started cruising, and back in the day, I used to love to make videos of everything we did. So I would record hours of stuff on a JVC camcorder with a little tape that went into the side of it, and then we'd come home and watch it. And I'd be a smart ass. I'd be a smart aleck on the video, and and I'd talk smack about us or whatever I saw, and then we come home and watch it, and we found it funny and entertaining. So we were always recording, you know, and trying to keep all of our memories. So we have tons of that stuff. And then I think one day we put a picture video together, and we put it on YouTube because we had opened a YouTube channel to share some videos of Matthew with our family. And so we put this video up there of our am I right? I'm on the right.
So,
and we put this video up there, and it just had like a song and, you know, pictures that would flop in and out. And all of a sudden it got a bunch of views and people were watching it. And I was like, oh, well, maybe we should put some more of our video stuff up there. And then it all kind of just started happening from there.
And then we started, I think we put a few kind of like tip videos out there. And then we took a cruise. I think it was when we went on the Miracle down to the Mexican Riviera. In 2016, I think.
Yeah, maybe 16, 17.
And that's when that was the first cruise that we actually vlogged. And then we just kind of went from there and filmed all of our cruises and put different tip videos out along the way.
But we're old. I mean, we've been doing this a while. When we started, there were 4 or 5 cruise channels. I mean, there was Cruise Sips TV and a couple others, and that was about it. And there weren't many people watching it. So for the longest time, we just put out some videos and they trickled along. And then all of a sudden things started getting traction and cruising became more mainstream. And more people started doing it and looking for information. And then it just kind of went from there.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys. Our kids watched you guys during the pandemic. So, you know, we sat home on the couch and watched your vacations and inspired them to say, Dad, can we do that? So,
our story in short is the kids said, Mom and Dad, can we have a channel? We said no. and
here we are.
And here we are.
And then you did it just to throw it in their face. You started your own channel.
Hey.
Well, you know, I mean, for us, it came down and Sharon, when we first started. Thank you, B&B. Thank you very much. So much appreciate that. I think we'll see them next week as well. Sharon shared a Facebook group with me when we first booked the Vloggers cruise. It was a cruising carnival with kids group that she started, and there's a lot of great information in there. But
we are booked with the Vloggers through Sharon, so I'll just throw that in there.
Yeah,
you know.
We had we actually had that group. We started that before the YouTube channel, and I was a lot more involved with it back then. Matthew was smaller, so it was, you know, kind of right up our alley, so to speak, of things we were into. And we even did, since I was the admin of that group, we even did a small group cruise within.
Way back in the day.
That group, but that was before I was even a travel agent. So I had another travel agent do that group cruise. So we had that group cruise back, like way back, when it hardly didn't have nearly the people it has now.
Well, it's funny you mention that. There's not a lot of people don't even know that if you go on Facebook and you find Cruising Carnival with Kids, it's got 30,000 people in it, and growing every day by like 100 people. It's a monster, and we maintain that. But we made a very conscious effort not to try to have that be a place where we promote ourselves. Like we try to have that very separate from us. We'll mention something, or if there's a video that makes sense to put in there, or something like that, we'll cross over.
Like we'll put, like, if a ship comes out, and I will try to get the kids clubs on the ships whenever I go. I still try to do that, and I'll post that in there sometimes. But other than that, we don't really post our videos in there. Because we don't want people to think we're just there. I mean, because we started that group first, so we don't want people to think we're just
get it. Yeah.
So, and you know, people really want to just know things about kids in there anyway, so they don't want to watch other.
And they really don't cross over. I mean, we could put a video in there or something, and no one will barely like it or anything. But if someone makes a comment about kids wearing swim diapers, there'll be 150 comments in the first 20 minutes, and the whole thing will be out of control. So.
Well, it's great. You guys just said something that sparked in my head. I guess I never actually even thought about it. Like, Sharon, like how did you decide to become a travel agent?
It was right about the time we started started putting things on YouTube. I had kind of thought about being a travel agent. I wanted to, but you know, I was working at the time. I was a nurse. I worked full time, and it just, you know, I didn't really have the time. Then finally, I just started doing it part time. Got into it, kept working, and until finally it just got so busy where I had to make a decision. I'm like, okay, I can't do both anymore. So I quit my nursing job, although I still have my license. I can go back to it. But now I just work as a travel agent full time.
Wait, you could go back to it?
I could.
Why don't you work both? We could use that extra. We could book some more cruises if you picked up some shifts.
Yeah, I'll be dead.
All the time. I'm like, no.
Who knew?
Yeah.
You know, if you want to cruise a lot, you got to work at least 7 or 8 jobs. I mean, that's just the way
Oh my
it works,
God.
Right?
That's what you got to do.
You do. Well, I remember when, and listen, I mean, I remember watching Sharon, and she was like, yeah, this is something I really like to do. And she would book our cruises, and then she would help other people. And then, you know, you'd get all these comments in the Facebook group, and she'd help people and point them in the right direction. And, you know, then we're doing family cruises with 5 or 6 of us. She's like, I really enjoy doing this, and I get a lot out of it. And then she started, she's like, well, let me see if I can do it full time. And then she's studying, and she got on board with one company, and then she ended up not liking them. And then she finally, after 1 or 2 rounds with some different companies, she found a place now that she really likes working with, and it allows her to be extremely independent and do everything on her own. And you know, and then we, through the YouTube and everything, through that, we've been able, or she's been able to just kind of promote. And I think the real winning combination is people can see Sharon, or she can see us cruising. So then they know when they call someone, they go, hey, I'm calling someone who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And you guys will find that too, you know, where people say, hey, I've seen your videos, and I know that you actually know what you're saying. You're not just, you didn't just get out of training. You're not just in an office building somewhere, and you can give me real information that'll help instead of just blowing smoke. And I think that's been the one of the important things.
Oh yeah, there's nothing. I mean, from the short time we've been in the industry, we've seen that there's nothing that replaces actual true experience of being there. So
cruised forever, and I think I think the one thing that we know about cruising is, or travel anywhere, it doesn't even have to be cruising, is that every single trip you take, every single destination you go to, you learn something new every single time. You meet somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You have a new
learn
experience.
something new.
Something goes wrong.
Something.
And yeah, we grow and learn with every single time. So it's super cool.
But let's talk a little bit about. We'll keep it short on these ports, because we are going to some pretty cool places in Mexico. Let's talk about some of those ports real quick, because I want to wrap it up with the NCL Breakaway, because it's a new ship for us. And I want to spend some time on that.
Well, we were supposed to go on it 10 years ago, but that didn't happen. Yeah.
So, so I know for the Vloggers trip, we have a big excursion planned to a beach club in Cozumel. But what are your faves in Cozumel? What do you guys like to do in Cozumel?
Cozumel's like popular port.
Cozumel. I mean, we've been. I couldn't even tell you how many times we've been there. But we've done so many different things there, and including like swimming with the dolphins and things in the past. And now I think that's one port where we just like to go to a beach club and just kind of chill out. That's a port we like to do that in now.
Yeah,
and
I
we've
think
been
so.
to all the beach clubs. We've been to Paradise Beach the most. That's our favorite. Actually, we love Mr. Sancho's too. Mr. Sancho's is great for a big group, but when we go with just our family, it's not really our favorite. Nachi Cacom is awesome too. We went there just the 2 of us, and that's great too for more like, I would say more couples. Kids may be a little bored there, but I don't know. Paradise Beach is just it's a good families. I mean, all ages are there.
Well, you can party like a rock star there, but
and you can do that too there.
I think the thing that I like the most about Paradise Beach, like when you're at Mr. Sancho's, they have the pools there. There's an adult pool, and then there's an all ages pool. But when you're in the pool, you know, they have the swim up bar that you can go get a drink, but you're really not getting food there. And usually there's a buttload of people sitting at the bar, so it can be hard to get through there. But at Paradise Beach Club, you can just you can take a spot, line the edge of the pool, and if you're camped out there, and your server can come and bring everything to you. You know, I can be in the pool, and right on the ledge, I can have beer, coconut shrimp, cheeseburger, pepperoni pizza. I mean, we
You
can
don't
just
even have to get out of the
you
pool
know
if you don't
we can
want
just
to.
go crazy, and at least that's been our experience. I don't know if I'm sure eventually there's enough people in the pool that
It might be a little
no more
different
ledge
with this
left, but we
upcoming
love that.
trip there, just because there's so many people. I mean, there's probably more people that could line around the pool. So
Well, right. The cruise world says you have me a food in the pool. You're right about that. And the one thing that we know, with all the people from the group cruise in the pool at Paradise Beach Club, I can guarantee it's going to be self-heated. So that's going to be a benefit too. It's going to be extremely. It'll be warm. It'll probably be a solid 84 to 87 degrees.
I'm sure.
Basis. At least within 3 to 4 feet around Brian, it'll be in that immediate area. So it'll be a good time.
Shots fired.
One of my favorite things about Cozumel, though, is that you can literally do anything, right? So I myself have experienced just getting off and just walking through the shops. I have hopped in a cab and said, just take us to a beach. That's a story for probably not on YouTube.
No.
that was a spring break trip. And then we booked the beach clubs where we've done that. And I just feel like that whoever you are, whether you want to get off and just get a bite to eat, get some shopping done, go to a beach, or whatever you want to experience, you can do in Cozumel. Cozumel is a fantastic port.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything. But what's unique about this trip is that we've never gone to a lot of these ports on NCL. So when we get off in Cozumel, we're going to be in a different port than when we usually go when we're on Carnival, or even if you're on Royal Caribbean. So the NCL port and dock is a little bit down the road. So that might be new for a lot of people that are first time. And the same thing in Mahogany Bay in Roatan, we'll be at Cox and Hole instead of the Mahogany Bay port. So again, a whole new experience for a lot of people.
A little more congested there, I think, when you get off. And so it's going to be a little more of a challenge, when you get off for us, because we have a group excursion. So there's going to be a lot of people, and it's going to get really crowded.
And I'm not even comfortable saying Cox and Hole, let alone being familiar with the whole layout of the cruise port. So it's going to be
it's very crazy. We're familiar with Cox and Hole. We've been there. The last
wow.
And 17 people just left out of the chat.
No, they're all staying around. They're like, wait a minute. And I was going to say, yeah, of course you are. You got 3 kids. Wendy Johnstone, it's good to see you. Daniel Fields out there. Julie Amos is here. Nice to see you.
They're feeling better, Wendy.
Yes, Wendy, you better be feeling better. I need you guys to be on this.
Hey, Ken, good to see you.
Is Ken here? Oh, that'd be great if Ken was here. We need Ken right about now.
The last time we were there, we were there on Royal Caribbean, and it was 2 ships docked, and then the NCL ship that was there with us was actually tendered.
Really?
Yeah.
So
they'll tender if there's too many.
Day in Roatan that day, and it was a small port. We did an excursion not through the ship, so we had to walk through the parking lot.
It's such a beautiful.
All the way out to the far gate, and then that brings you out right onto the street where all the tour operators are.
Yes.
So that's a pretty neat port for us, and that was one of our favorite ports to take the kids. Their first time experiencing another country. So that was
the West End village in the West End. Yeah,
that's a good area. So we're still not sure what we're doing there in Roatan, but we had a great trip touring the island last time. Found a nice little free beach. The public beach was nice. So
So one of my favorites, I love the experience, like the locals. Like I love to experience the culture and the people, and really just kind of experience them. Like I can leave the tourist stuff every time, and we really kind of, I think we got a taste of that last time. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to go back there.
So before we jump.
It's awesome if you can hook up with a local and spend time going around and feeling comfortable. It's really awesome just to see how the other half lives and things like that, and experience the people and the things that they do on a daily basis that are so different than what we're used to.
I know most people go to like West Bay Beach and go to that whole area. Once in the past, we went over to the east side. We had with the same tour guide that we usually use. They took us over to the east side, and we kind of explored all that area. We went to the local villages over there,
And we did it. We got on these small
And-
boats and went through these mangroves and stuff.
Yeah,
and it
so
was
that was really
unbelievable.
cool.
I was frightened. Like there was going to be an anaconda coming
Or
out.
not.
At me.
But those
It was
boats
very
were really cool. They had all this crazy stuff hanging off them. It was weird.
That's what's cool about going back to a port that you're familiar with too, is like you can experience it on different levels. Like you go once and then you're like, okay, and this is what I want to do next time and next time. And you can really kind of dive into the things that you didn't get to see the previous time.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
But
You are absolutely right.
So where else are we going? We are going.
it's Belize, right?
We're going. We got Costa Maya, and we have Harvest,
Maya.
and we have Harvest Cay.
Harvest Cay.
So let's do Costa Maya. What is your favorite part? I know you've been to Costa Maya. What's your
All right.
favorite
So
I'm nervous
wait,
about coming.
are we supposed to be totally honest on the Costa Maya?
Costa Maya. It's not. Costa Maya is not our favorite port. We can take it or leave it. To be honest,
We like
Yeah,
Costa
lots-
Maya. The port itself, everything is there. So if you just want to get off the ship, you can just get off the ship.
Yeah.
What I like about Costa Maya is we like Mahawal, and we hopped in a cab. We went down. We went to Chalenka-Lowense
Yep.
last time we were there, which is next to the Crazy Lobster, but it's like one more down. It's almost at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
They were awesome. We had a great time, great experience. But this time we decided
we're
that
gonna hit them all. So
we're gonna hit the strip. So
yeah. So the last time we were there, we learned that you can just rent a golf cart
Yeah.
and you can go wherever you want to go. So
I'll be right
we are gonna hit
okay.
up.
I gotta get the door.
We are
So
gonna
I'll be
hit
right
up.
back. I think there's someone at the door. Hang on a second.
We are going to hit up Chalinga-Lowense again. We are going to hit
Yeah.
up the Crazy Lobster. We are going to hit up that entire strip, and
Is this going to be your first time on the golf cart?
it will be
It
our
will
first
be.
time on the golf cart.
Well, I mean, in Mahawal.
But
All
not
right,
my
so
first time driving a golf
So
cart.
are you just doing 2 people, or are you teaming up with someone else to do 4 on the cart?
No, so we got a 6-passenger golf cart, and we
Okay.
already have.
I'm kind of nervous, Jamie. I'm nervous.
We got a 6-passenger golf cart.
Well, the only people that are going to be nervous are the people that are sitting on the back of the golf cart looking backwards, because the
Can I tell you why I'm nervous?
because driving in these ports is insane. And when we went, I was driving with Matthew, and Sharon was in the back, and the whole time all I heard was, "Oh my God, slow down! Oh
I
God!"
think
Oh
I
my
saw
God.
that. I think I saw that video. I saw that
And,
video.
because the cars behind you would literally come up like this close to you, and we're setting on this one, and as they're coming up, it's like you're like just hoping they'll stop,
Yeah, I mean,
And so-
you're seconds away from being crushed in the back of the
Now,
golf
if
cart
I-
at any moment.
I was
It's
turned around the
unbelievable.
other way, I wouldn't have cared, but it's just like you see them coming at you, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah, it's frightening,
So
but it's exciting. So that's why you got to do those
Yeah.
excursions that are not cruise excursions. You got
Yeah.
to go out on your own and experience.
my nerves lie
levels.
though, in that Brian may have some, I don't know, with there's actual wagers or just some ego bets going on here, but there was supposed to be some go-karts or race cars or whatever, with like on the NCL
So we-
has like go-karts and like,
So we
they
mixed-
have the different racetracks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was supposed to happen and it didn't happen. So now that now that some of these fellow friends have found out that they're going to all have golf carts in Mahawal or Costa Maya, there may be some.
Rubbing his
Are you
face.
going in? So golf cart racing, is that what we're talking about?
Why are you in?
No, I am not. In. First
Yeah,
off,
we
the golf
actually-
cart goes about
yeah.
11 miles an hour, so the racing aspect might be a little slow.
We did rent golf. We do have golf carts rented
Yes.
for that day, but we're considering canceling before we go.
Well, we're gonna
may
see
be
what
not
we end up doing. I mean, because the last time we went, and it wasn't too long ago, and we went to Crazy Lobster, and if you watch the video, it was mediocre. If we're being totally honest, it just wasn't a winning experience. I mean, we had a decent time, but whatever, it was what it was. So, but you get to the Mahawal, and then you just got to find a spot to park your golf cart, and then you park it and you leave it and you take your keys. So you'll be one of 100. So make sure, number one, remember your number or tie a yellow ribbon around
You got to bring
golf.
something to put on the golf cart because you got to know
Yeah.
how to identify your golf cart. So bring something.
because
to put
there's
on
a
your
lot
golf
of them and they're all the same color. And then also make sure that you know, don't mess that card up. Make sure you take advantage of the insurance or whatever, because if you, like, I remember getting on it, and as we're driving away, I'm like, man, I should have made a video of the outside of the cart, because I don't know if there's dents or scratches or this thing's bruised up or what. You know, you got to cover all your bases there, and you got to watch yourself. So you got to be careful.
Just like labeling your cruise ship door, so you can find your stateroom at the end of the evening. You'll have to label your golf cart. So
You do.
Oh no! Listen, we used to put something on our door, but now we don't, because then I don't want to piss anybody off and have them follow me back to my room and know where I am.
No, we used to have something.
Jamie, I can't see you pissing in.
We just don't bring anything now, because we're usually, you know, every time we pack, we're like, okay, there's always a few things that just aren't going to fit, and that's usually one of the things that gets left behind.
For sure. And then the other port is Harvest Cay, and we've never been there.
We have not been
We
there
have
as
not
well.
been there either.
So if you've
Yeah.
been
We're
there,
talking about it a
drop
lot,
it in the
though.
chat. Let us know what you're
Yeah.
doing in.
We've been to the other private island, Great Stirrup Cay, and love
Yes.
that. But this is a little different. And
Well, I think the biggest difference is that
They
the
don't-
drink package
yeah,
does not work on
included.
Harvest Cay. It is an island that is it is, what is the term? It's
it's
private,
partially-
but it's not
partially
exclusive.
owned by the government.
Yeah.
And
The Belize government runs everything, and they put the people in there, and you know, sometimes you go to these private islands, like let's say you go to Coco Cay with Royal, they get there and there's a lot of people that represent Royal already on the island, but they bring a lot of stuff off of the ship as well to take care of
the
people.
people that work at Harvest Cay actually are people that live there in Belize. They're not
Yes,
cruise
they're
ship.
Belizeans.
cruise ship employees.
So that's the difference there. And people were kind of like, that kind of
Yeah.
stinks. And I'm like, well, hey, we'll get there. We'll help we'll contribute to the economy for a few minutes, and we'll get back on the ship.
I think too, like we've been talking about it a lot, because we haven't been there. I'm looking forward to being there. And, you know, it really doesn't differ much from some of the other ports that we go to. When we get off a ship, like we know that we want to contribute to the economy, and we want to be able to contribute to where we're going. We definitely want to meet the locals and see, you know, what they have, what's there. But at the same time, like we'll eat a late breakfast, we'll get off the ship or early breakfast or whatever, get off the ship, we go experience, we go spend some money, and then we get back on the ship. Like it doesn't have to be all inclusive. I mean, you got the ship right there.
Yeah.
So go get off the ship, experience the people, experience what they have to offer, go buy some souvenirs, go buy a local meal, and then get back on the ship and go have the rest of your cruise. But I mean, it doesn't have to be an all-inclusive event.
Preach it. Preach it.
Well, I'm falling behind
They
in
have
the
a
chat.
great pool there. They have a nice big pool there, so
Yes.
it's a nice place to hang out.
You'll find me near I'm a
really
pool
excited.
dude.
It looks beautiful.
I love a pool. Sharon is more, but she loves the beach. She'll hang out at the beach if she can, but I am definitely a pool fool. I like to get in the pool and just chill out.
I like both.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
I
I
love
think
the
I'm
beach.
more pool than beach, but
You know, you guys out where you are, I don't know how long it would take you to get to the nearest beach, but for us it takes about 2 hours to get to like Seaside.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Right?
see,
Yeah.
good
We're
old
talking
days.
Jersey Shore.
yeah.
You know?
So if you've ever seen the show Jersey Shore,
We head down there and there's a video of
I
us.
know.
And this isn't a blog. There's a video of us and we're out in like beautiful, pristine waters. Were we on Coco Cay? Or I don't know where we were, but we're in beautiful like Caribbean waters, Bahamas. And we're like to the kids, like, how do you guys like this? And they're like, meh, you know, it's not like
not the
Seagirt.
Jersey Shore.
And we're like,
They want the Jersey Shore, huh? They like that action. They don't like that beautiful aqua blue water or any of that stuff.
no.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the ship because I'm very excited about the ship, but there are some questions for you guys in this chat. So I want to pop a couple of those up.
Go for it. Let's roll.
Quick. So
I like that
together,
one right there. Nautical Nurse Nancy said, Mahawal, it's just fun to say. I agree with you.
it
It is fun to say. And so is Chalinko Lewense.
Yeah, we got to stop there just so we can say it on the vlog again. But together we travel wants to know from Sharon and Jamie, what's the most difficult thing about being a vlogger content creator?
finding time to do the stuff you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's two types of creators. There's creators that are full time. It's what they do. They've stopped everything else. They don't work another 9-to-5 job anymore. They do. It's all they do is create. And
so their cruises are
yes.
different. They cruise just to kind of create. And I think with us, we cruise to create. But I think probably number one, we cruise because we like to cruise, and we cruise as a family, and it's like a vacation.
Yeah.
So we never want to get away where it's just where we're there just to create and not enjoy it as a vacation as well. So it's like the happy medium of doing both.
We cruise and create instead of cruising to create. and I think that's it. I mean, that's the hardest part is, finding time to do stuff.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if you've seen, I mean, the best way to be successful is to do things on a regular basis, multiple days a week, new things, new adventures to share and all that kind of stuff. And it's hard to do, for someone who, I mean, Sharon's working her butt off, and I mean, she'll be handling things at 7 a.m. our time because it's 9 or 10 on the East Coast. And then she'll be doing stuff at 8:30 or 9 o'clock our time because it's 8:30 or 9 on the West Coast, So, and for me, I get up early and I go to work every day, and I'm gone for 9 hours a day. So sometimes I get home from work and Sharon's like, hey, do you think you want to make, day 3 of the video? And I'm like, how about I just take a nap and I have something to eat and I get back to you on that because I'm just tired,
Yeah. So, but that's it. I think that's the biggest challenge for us is, having that balance between, vacation and vlogging.
And throw a couple kids in the mix, as you well know, and then forget about it.
Yeah, and then sometimes that you might have a plan to do one thing, for a video, and then something in the mix. The kids come in, and there's something happens, and everything changes. And
thank you, Diamond Dave, for the comment, and I can't wait to see you, Melissa, here coming up soon. Appreciate it.
204 comments behind.
Listen, you got to start burning through these comments, Brian.
Okay,
I was just having fun talking to you guys. So, let's see.
Sometimes you just got to go to the bottom of the chat.
I totally agree with everything you said.
I'm not. I caught up. I'm good. Okay.
I was gonna say they've been vlogging and doing this and doing YouTube and travel a lot longer than we have. But amen to the life takes over and you're trying your best and you got content in the queue and you just want to get it out.
We'll give this comment then for Jamie and for Julie, because Cruise Seeger says every 1 minute of good video takes 30 minutes to create between script outline, taping, editing, and final editing. It's no joke. So true. Time is tough.
It can. But one thing that we've learned, I mean, I will be honest and say that making video now is much easier than it used to be right before the pandemic, because one thing I've learned is less is more. And I think, Brian, we might have talked about that on the Prima.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to sit there and just record every second of the day. Hey, what's up, everybody? We just woke up. Hey, I just went to the bathroom. Hey, we're going to go down and eat. Hey, here's my fork and knife, and look how my plate is. And, and every moment. And then you just be scrambling through all that, footage and trying to get a decent piece of information out of it or a decent video. But, I think one thing we've learned is people will, I got a buddy and we joke around because he puts a lot of razzmatazz in the video, and that stuff is fantastic, but sometimes you can keep it very simple and enjoyable and just make it short and sweet and to the point. And sometimes that gets equally as good of a result. So,
So I agree. And I love the short and sweet to the point. I think sometimes there's a little bit of extra fluff and some stuff that just takes some
and
down.
And that's, again, a good point. Like you said, we talked about it on Prima. Like I said, where we're learning from you. There were a couple times where we were just having fun, and I saw you pop out the camera, and I'm like, oh, that would have been a good idea to do that. So
can I just stop? Julie, is that a bottle of vodka you're drinking directly out of? What's happening over there?
No.
Oh, okay.
Listen.
Smart. Oh, it's vodka disguised in a smart water bottle. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I got my water. This is my New Year's resolution. Drink more water. I am drinking water. I do have a martini here.
Oh, okay.
So I got my dirty martini, but for every one sip of this, I have at least 4 or 5 sips of this. So
Yeah, I gotta figure out.
I'm balancing it out.
Before we go out for the night, I'm like, yeah, Sharon, I'm gonna drink water between every drink and all that, and next thing you know, somehow I remember the drinks and I forget the water. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Life's a balance.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Breakaway a little bit, because it's a ship that we have not been on.
Are we
We're
going on
excited.
Breakaway?
We've booked it before. We've just never been on it, because we were booked on a group cruise for the Breakaway in 2013.
12, 13, yeah.
And we canceled it because we said there's no way we're cruising with.
Well, to be fair, I don't even think we booked it ourselves.
No,
I think our parents.
your mother.
I think my mom booked us on it, and we're like, yeah, no, we can't go.
You blew off your folks? Oh, come on, that's brutal.
Well,
it was my family's group cruise, so it was Belvedere Breaks Away, and like they were all going, and there was it was a pretty good group, 30, 40 people are going, all locals, but we had a baby,
and I think you were pregnant,
and I was pregnant.
Yeah, that'll slow you down.
And being pregnant is not fun. Listen, amen to anybody that can do it. I don't regret it.
I would be curious how many people in the chat have been on the Breakaway before. I don't know how many people have been on the Breakaway or a Breakaway class ship with NCL. And what's cool is in the Facebook group, there's a lot of people. This is their first time. There's not a lot of first time cruisers, but there's a lot of first time NCL cruisers. So I think people will be, hopefully they're pleasantly surprised and they enjoy the ship and the dynamic of it. I mean, it'll be a good time.
I'm excited. I've only heard wonderful things about the Breakaway. So I can't wait for the ice bar.
Yeah, you can do the ice bar.
Yeah, we did that last time we were on there.
Now I believe the only downside to the ice bar, depending on how you look at it, is I think they only have Sky vodka in there, unless things have changed. So you got to be a fan of the Sky vodka. But it's kind of cool getting all dressed up.
We did go right, wasn't it? It was right after cruising resumed.
Yeah, it was like October, right? We had started back in July, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's a good time, and then the back deck area is a huge, like if you've been on Carnival, like usually midship at the pool areas is the Lido deck where they have sail away stuff. Well, on this ship, there's a huge area in the back of the ship and the aft, and they've got a bar there. And when we were on there last time, it was a hot spot. We were there many nights, just hanging out, and that's where they'll do their 80s night or whatever. And we were there for a Halloween party. And it's just a really big area that can hold a lot of people. So it'll be a pretty cool place to hang out. The pool area is not as big as you'd think. It's a little smaller. But I think there's like 2 little pools there. I don't know, but it's cool. You'll like it.
I'm kind of watching the chat here, and it looks like we're going to have to follow around Daniel and Nancy Fields, because it looks like they're the NCL experts here. So
they've been on NCL a number of times.
Following you around, guys. So
they're familiar. They are familiar with NCL.
What else are you looking forward to on the Breakaway?
Well, now I'm looking forward to Maltings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The whiskey bar.
Definitely looking forward to that. But
I want to see 6. I'm looking forward to the entertainment. I want to see it.
6 will be 6 is fantastic.
That's a great show.
I have not seen it, so I want to see that.
I was dragged in there kicking and screaming. I'm like, I don't need to see this. Yeah, but Broadway play.
And he actually.
And I came out of there like, holy crap, that was amazing. That was so good. I loved it.
Yeah, I like the shows.
Yeah, we always go to the shows. That's something that we always do. So
some are better than others, to that. Yeah.
Yes, we've definitely, and if you see our vlogs, you can tell which shows we like and which ones we don't. So we're looking forward to that. One thing about NCL is, for us, we love the main dining room experience on Carnival and Royal, having the same waiter every night, doing that main dining room experience, that set dinner time. And with NCL, the freestyle experience is a little bit different. How do you guys feel about the freestyle experience?
We like it because on the other cruise lines, if we go as a family, we always do your time dining anyways, or my time dining, depending on what cruise line you're on. And we like being able to go whenever we want. That way, if one day we get back late from an excursion, or maybe we're just tired, want to take a nap, and we want to go to dinner later, or we want to go to dinner early and because there's a show or something we want to see, we can kind of plan around that. So we actually like that. We do the set dining usually when we have group cruises because that way everyone can eat together.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, NCL, they got a great dining room, and not too long ago they changed up so that the menu you'll find in the dining room will be the same every night of the cruise, but it's very extensive and there's a lot of options on. We did that on the Prima, right?
Yeah.
So it was the same,
Yeah.
Same deal there, and so that'll be good. And the reality is, if you go in there one night and you have somebody that you just like, right? They tickle your fancy, a great server. Nothing says you can't ask for them. Wait a few minutes for them to come around, or become available. So you can always do that kind of stuff too.
Absolutely.
You're not restricted to just get whoever.
Yeah, requesting.
And they have a main dining room, and that's the Manhattan room.
Well, they
but
have
then
three
there's
main
two
dining
other
rooms.
like
They're
it's
main
like
dining
it's
rooms,
like
too.
satellite MDRs.
Wow.
That what's it, Taste and Savor?
Yeah, they have the same menu. They're
They're
main
just
dining rooms
smaller
as
with a
well.
little different vibe, but it's basically the same thing. It's
Usually there's
freestyle
not-
dining.
as long of a wait in those.
Yeah,
You can usually get in those a little quicker.
and then
You guys-
then there's a couple other places you can eat at.
I was gonna say, do you guys have like a favorite specialty dining on NCL or any other ship for that?
Mm.
On NCL, probably Ocean Blue, I think is one of our favorites.
Yeah.
And when we were on the Encore, we really liked Onda by Scarpetta. But
You loved on the Bar
I
Scarpetta.
did.
And on the Prima, we loved Le Bistro.
Yeah.
So they got a good
Yeah.
selection of specialty restaurants. The funny thing is, probably the most popular one for NCL is Cagney's, right? The steakhouse. Everybody loves it, raves about it. Well, the first time we ever went there, we were like,
It wasn't the best experience.
it was all right. Maybe we were in a hurry to get out of there. I don't know,
we
but
were in
it
a
was just
hurry
okay.
that night too because we had another engagement thing that we were supposed to be at. But so I don't know. But we have Cagney's booked this time, so we're giving it a second chance.
Yes,
so we'll see.
we're taking Matthew there for birthday dinner, and we need to fill that kid up with some filet mignon.
Great big
Yeah,
happy
get him into his
birthday to
18th.
him. I know it's not here quite yet, but yeah, it's sweet. His birthday is the 9th.
He is embarkation day.
He is because Arcades is the 28th, which is why we're coming in.
Oh, really?
We're coming into Louisiana a little bit later than we normally would have because we have to be there with Katie. We're gonna have a nice.
Well, listen, I mean, not to toot my own
Exactly.
horn, but my birthday is Tuesday, the 24th, and my birthday party will continue from then all the way into the cruise and beyond. That's my plan. So we got that going on.
So we're
It's a
looking
big
for
birthday
volunteers. We're looking for volunteers to get together with us on Saturday night to call Katie and sing her happy birthday. So anybody in the chat that wants to call our daughter and sing her happy birthday, we'll get on one big Zoom call or something like that.
Yes. Well, you should be able to do that. If you could do that probably from the Spice H2O between like 2 and 3:30 or something like that on Saturday.
Saturday. No.
Yeah.
We'll be
Oh, that's
Sunday.
Sunday. Well, if you wait till Sunday, we could probably get about 150 or 200 people to do it.
How many times have you guys cruised out of Louisiana before?
I think this will be our fourth.
2 or 3?
Yeah, this will be our
How many
fourth.
times?
We went on the Dream out of there. That's the only one I remember is cruising on the Dream. When else did we
We
go?
were on the Triumph, I think, went out of there when we went on the Triumph.
The
I
Triumph.
think.
Woo, man, that's going back a ways.
Another one. Well, we haven't been out of New Orleans since a couple of years, 3 years before the pandemic.
Yeah, it had been a while.
And I think we've only been out of New Orleans once since we started vlogging. The others were all pre-vlogging.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun to go down the river and, yeah.
The first time we
Never
went was
out.
before Matthew was even born.
Well, the river takes a long time. We're talking hours. Like the some will
Like
tell you
8
it's 7 to
hours or
8
something,
hours until you're out of the river. But the good thing is I think the casino opens up shortly after you leave. I think they have some arrangements or some deal where they can fire things up and get the party started early. But I don't know how long you have to pay tax on the drink package for. I don't know the ruling on that.
Until you get out.
Maybe till you get out into the water. So yes, that's right, Larry Bum. It does take Beauty and the Bum travels. It takes a while to get down that river.
Yep.
And it's not, it's not, some ports are more lovely to cruise out of than others. And I don't know if that the old Mississippi isn't the most beautiful ride out, but we'll be busy having a good time. So that won't matter.
Well, we're used to cruising.
It'll be dark. So
Yeah, you cruise to New York and that's amazing. I mean, you
Yeah.
got Statue of Liberty on one side, you got the skyline on the other. I mean,
Yeah.
It's off the chisel is really is what it is.
I was
Well,
thinking it's amazing, but not in a good way. I mean, yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, but you know, like
Well, it depends on
we
what
had
time of
different
year.
waters and different. Yeah, it depends on the type
You
time of
cruise
year.
out of New York in the summertime. It's you know, there's a little party. You get to see the statue. You know,
Very limited itinerary. So
yes.
But when we did last time we did the breakaway was in end of October, right before Thanksgiving.
That was out of New York.
And I was out of New York, and I mean, when we passed by and they're singing, start spreading the news, and you're going passing the Statue of Liberty,
Probably
tears, people are crying, it's unbelievable.
I think that was probably, I don't know, I'd really have to think, but right now I'm going to say that was probably my all-time favorite embarkation day. Just leaving out of New York, that whole thing with the way, just everything, the music they were playing, passing the Statue of Liberty, and just like the whole thing. And it was a group cruise too, so there was a lot of people we met there.
There was like 80 people.
It was probably our best embarkation day. Just
no doubt
special. It was special.
Next time you guys are up here and you leave out of that port, you make sure you let us know.
We'll probably be on the ship.
We'll get you on the ship, and if not, we'll have some pizza.
We'll make sure we make sure we hook you up. So.
Wanda says she loved going under the Verrazano Bridge. That's actually awesome to do on the Oasis class.
Oh yeah. It's like right there. You can almost reach up and scrape a little bit of that pigeon poop right off of the girder up there. Get a little souvenir while you're in there.
You got to take a little bit of New York with you, right? That's what you got to do.
That's right.
But
save it for later.
Couple comments. Nancy says the casino will open right up when we leave, so you are all set to go with that, leaving out of New Orleans there. And so we might have to find a different time to sing to Katie, because the mom, who is, props to mom taking care of the kids for the week so we can do this and come with you guys. Katie has a date Saturday night roller skating, so we might have to find a different time to sing happy birthday. And just also want to publicly congratulate Z. Z has joined us. He's on his 15th day sober, so good for you.
Good job, Z. Very happy.
All right, good stuff.
Congratulations.
But we are really, we're over an hour. We appreciate everybody's time, but before we let everybody go here, I want to know, besides getting the opportunity to hang out with us, what is the thing that you're most looking forward to about the Vloggers Cruise?
I don't know.
Maybe the unknown. We're really, we don't know how it's going to be. I mean, we're excited to meet so many new people and see many people again that we've cruised with, but with there being so many people on the ship, I guess it's just kind of, I don't know. We don't know how it's going to be, what's going to happen. So it's kind of makes you a little nervous, but at the same time, we're excited about it.
Well, it's one of those things where you got to mind your P's and Q's. I mean, you can't a lot of times we go on a cruise and Sharon will remind me okay, behave yourself. People might see you that know us and you can't act a fool. And I'm like, no problem. And then by 10:30 at night, I'm like, and it's just having a good time, wrestling people and elevators and stuff like that. But inside joke. So but there's just going to be so many people around that meeting new people. And I think earlier when you first started the show, you were talking about what's one of the most rewarding things about the group cruises, and for me, I love seeing people that have met and become friends through. It's especially rewarding if they become friends through a group cruise that they met, when they came to hang out with us, and that means a lot. And one of the most recent things that sticks in my mind was before we saw you guys on the Prima. We were on the Prima a few weeks earlier with a group cruise, and there was a day when Sharon and I were hanging out with the kids, and we weren't necessarily with the group. We were doing a few things on our own, and we walked to the back of the ship, and we walk up, and there's 8 of the people that are cruising with us, which is almost everybody that was there. They're all sitting together having drinks. They had just literally ordered burgers from Kent, who was going to grab them burgers inside from the local, bring it out to the back deck, and these guys had all either known each other or just met, and they're all hanging out like great friends, having a good time, and that's probably one of the most rewarding things of everything. So sometimes being able to put on a group cruise and step back and watch everyone interact is really a pretty, it's a pretty awesome, overwhelming thing. It's pretty cool.
Very
so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
It really is.
we are very excited again.
We've met
you
so
know,
many awesome people. So.
we've been doing this channel a little over a year and a half now, and just the number of people that we've met in this chat, and we are looking very much forward to meeting a lot of you in person, seeing some of you in person again, seeing some of you in person for the first time, and doing exactly what Jamie said, and sitting down over a meal or sharing a golf cart or just enjoying a drink at one of the bars or one of the shows or anything like that. It's definitely something we are looking forward to, and I think you guys picked a fantastic ship to do this on, and props and thanks to the four organizers of this cruise, and special thanks to you guys for joining us here tonight. We're really looking forward to this.
Yeah, thank you guys, because this is a lot of work. You guys have put in a ton of work. I just want to give that shout out real quick for anybody who is watching this now or later or anytime. Like, man, like Sharon, kudos, and to all of you. I mean, it's a lot of work. We recognize how much you're putting into this, so thank you so much.
And it's
for all of
93% Sharon and
dedication.
7% me. I mean, for sure.
Well,
I mean,
Well, the last
if
question
I'm being honest,
has the Guinness Book of World Records been contacted to find out if this will
Good
be
question.
the largest group cruise?
no, I don't think so, because there are like, I
There's
mean,
people that charter
yeah,
the ships
like you ever
as
go on
well.
like a Monsters of Rock cruise when all the 80s rockers get together and they charter out the whole ship. So
chartering a ship is different than organizing a group.
I guess
Wow.
so. I guess so. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I guess.
It's been a unique experience, and being able to work with these other folks, like EECC and Lalita Loca and Josh, and there's other people that'll be a little more involved, maybe behind the scenes and stuff. And it's just been a pretty neat deal, and it's a whole different vibe. When we do something that's just us, or we've done a couple of group cruises with our friend John from the Ship Show, and that's one thing. But when you're really trying to incorporate ideas and thoughts from 4 totally different cruising channels and environments and stuff like that, it's challenging, and not in a bad way, but it's just being able to get together all at one time, have time to share your thoughts and ideas, and have everyone go in a different direction to put things together, and then bring it back around again to create an experience for one group of people. And so it's been a pretty neat deal. A lot of people have said, well, will it happen again? I don't know if it'll happen again or how soon, and maybe it will. But I know right now the focus is just on 1 week from today.
Yeah,
and
there's
having a
no
damn good time.
It'll
plans
depend on
for
how
it.
many people get
No
arrested.
plans for it again,
Yeah.
but-
I was going to ask, do you have a vacation plan for after this?
Well, I do have the week off after this, so I'm excited about that. We can just shut it down a little bit. So we got that going on.
That's
But
awesome.
otherwise, no, we do need to book another cruise just to relax from this cruise.
We do.
Yeah.
Well,
That would be nice.
That's awesome, and we look forward to seeing you guys in a week. And we do have. I know you guys have some other group cruises coming up. We have some group cruises coming up through our agency. If you're looking to get on the Oasis of the Seas in June, we still have 1 room left there. Plenty of rooms left on our Anthem of the Seas cruise out of New York in November. So that's our group cruises coming up. Do you guys have any group cruises that you want to plug real fast for some of our regulars?
I don't know. I mean, I'm really not prepared with anything, but I guess if I was, I would do something like this. Oh, boom! There's the Celebrate 2024 Carnival Panorama New Year's Eve cruise. How's that for a plug?
That's
I'm
cool.
I got to tell you guys,
Yeah.
we did New Year's Eve last year.
It's awesome.
Not this past year, but the year before. And we absolutely loved it. It was our first New Year's Eve cruise, and I can't wait to do it again. So we actually said, when you guys said that you had such a great time and you want to do it regularly, listen,
There's so much fun.
we hope to join you guys sometime. Hopefully, because I can't wait to do that again. Like we're
We're gonna
There's
try
nothing
to
like
do
it.
that every year if we can. And
yeah,
and
really fun.
that one, since we just looked into it recently, it's probably going to sell it pretty quick just because the ship was already, so many people already booked on it, and it's a holiday sailing. But it's not about how many people. We have a lot of people that went on our last one and a few others, and we're going to have a great time.
Well, I think everybody who was on there a couple weeks ago with us have already booked again for next year. And so that's always a good sign that everybody had a good time, and a few more people will go. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Sharon and the one and only nautical nurse Nancy, who I believe is in the chat, have teamed up to host the Girls Just Want to Have Fun cruise in April.
Yeah.
And that's promising to be a wild and crazy time for the ladies. I think they're doing
It's gonna be all about girls.
They're doing
Girl
late night
stuff.
crochet, so I think that's going to be fun. There's going to be how to ironing a shirt 101, so that's going to be a great experience. I think they're going to have an amazing time. So I just wish I could be there for it.
See, now, and I was thinking that I was going to be getting hit under the table by Julie more than Jamie's getting hit by
I couldn't
Sharon.
help myself. Please listen. If you think
We
if
might
you
have
think
tilted.
these girls are going to be insane, there's going to be craziness, blackouts. It's going to be a nonstop party with these ladies. So I know they'll be wild. Yes, Nancy says, "Oh, Jamie, you have no." Nancy, I know it's going to be crazy. I'm just being a smart aleck. You know me. Welcome to the couch, Jamie. That's right. Thank you. Show us the ironed Afghan. That's right, Daniel Fields. Juana says it's going to be no bras for a week, so that ought to be good. Hopefully somebody's got a camera for that. Do they have an ice bar on that ship? Anyway.
I see it. I see a Nancy there. We'll see. Well, very.
So that'll be a lot of
I don't
fun.
know if she can leave me responsible for 3 kids for the week. So we'll see.
Oh boy,
So we'll see.
Julie, I think
It's just a short 4-night cruise, Julie.
All right.
Yeah, make it happen.
So
Make it happen. All right,
And
well, it's
it's
been
over.
unbelievable.
And it's over a weekend. 2 of the days are a weekend.
here's your sales pitch.
Well, there you go.
So, all
There
right.
you
Well,
have it.
thank you everybody for joining us. It's been great. Tomorrow night, join Sharon at Seas Travel. There's several others in the chat that have their lives this week. Make sure you join. Have Luggage Will Travel. Make sure you join Huddle Adventures. Stop in and check those guys out before you go over to Sharon at Sea on Monday night and Huddle's on Tuesday. And you guys have a joint live coming up, I believe, right?
Yes, yeah. There's something going on with that for the folks that are going to be on the cruise.
Okay.
So, and I feel bad. We don't talk about it much because if you're not, people that aren't going to be on the Vlogger cruise obviously don't want to hear about it. But tomorrow night we'll definitely be talking a lot about the Vlogger Extravaganza and what's coming up, and then doing a few things during the week to talk about that and answer questions for people. And then it's just go time, and we're going to get into New Orleans and start partying on Friday night. And I'm hoping to eat as many dozen oysters on the half shell as possible, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to get him to eat an oyster for anything, and he will not.
Really?
So shark
Yeah.
oil oysters, man.
We'll find it.
I'm not eating any oysters either.
Listen, there on the Breakaway, there is a cool little. There's a noodle bar, and then there's like a little seafood raw bar deal there. And we can hit that up for lunch, and we can get into some oysters and some
You can hit that up.
some ahi tuna and some good stuff.
And
there.
I'm like sashimi all the way, man. Sashimi for me. I
Yes.
eat raw fish the entire.
this guy
the
eats
entire
off the
cruise.
kids menu. So
You're on the kids menu.
Right. I'll get.
Fine. You know what? Then we'll get the mac and cheese, some chicken fingers for you, cheeseburger.
love it.
And we'll get you a peanut butter and jelly. We'll cut the crust off for you. No
Could
worries.
we? That would
got
be
you.
fantastic.
I'll take that menu too.
Unbelievable. I'll be throwing back oysters with dirty martinis. That's where
There
you
you
find
go.
me.
That's how it's done. That's how you do it.
Oh,
So
boy.
hey, so until we see you guys in a week.
All right. Thank you guys. It's been great being here. Thanks for having us.
Thanks so
Tons of
much,
fun.
guys.
We'll see you
Can't wait to
guys.
see
Ding dong.
everyone.
Sharon's got a glass of wine. I don't think she even took a sip out of it the whole
It's
time.
actually a little
You do
margarita.
that a lot.
But I forgot. I had it there.
Well, hey, that's
Cheers,
what happens
guys.
when you
Cheers,
start
guys.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you guys
We'll see
next
you
week.
soon.
And we'll see you
All right.
guys.
Peace out, everybody. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll see you Monday night.
Bye.
Bye.